Hello, we now have with us two youth representatives of the Council of Europe Youth Sector here at the World Forum for Democracy. Hello and good morning.
Hello.
Would you like to tell me something about why you are here? What is your personal motivation for being here?
Please. Can I start? I'm here, well, we're both here as youth representatives for the Council of Europe Youth Foundation, but we're also here, I'm also here to represent my organization, National Youth Council of Holland, and to represent the Dutch youth at the forum.
Mm-hmm. Yes, as Dankl said, we are all here to represent our organizations. But we also have personal motivation, and for my case, it's I work in for young people's role in policy making. So it was my personal motivation also to come here to discuss the topic and see what other people have to share on the topic.
Mm-hmm. And since youth participation is one of the key themes here at the forum, how do you view the current state of youth participation in Europe? Would you say youth participation is working, there's enough of it, or is there room for improvement?
I think it's working, but from my point of view, there is more informal participation via organizing through social media, Facebook, Twitter. They make a difference, but it's more informal and more through social networks. And I think in order to connect them more to the policymakers and to the governments, there must be something formal, or something needs to be institutionalized.
What about your views?
Well, I think it can always be better, especially seeing the voting rates in Holland. Youth definitely votes less, and you can also see it very well in the level of education people followed. The lower the level of education is, the less they vote. And I think it's a very interesting thing to look at why especially young people have this disinterest, or do they have a disinterest, or is it something else? Like, why don't they vote? And I find it a challenge, and a very interesting challenge, to really go out and get these people to vote, so we can all be part of a democracy, instead of the people who vote are part of it and the other ones just live in it.
And so in what ways are you as youth representatives contributing here at the forum? What is your role? What are you doing here?
Well, I think we contribute in several ways. During the labs, we try to make sure that people actually go and talk about youth by several actions, like standing up when the name youth is being, or the word youth is being mentioned, or with signs when we like something or when we don't like something. And then, do you want to tell about the Innovation Fair?
Yeah, during the Innovation Fair we also represent young people of Europe, and we try to talk to people. There are a lot of people from policy making, and a lot of people representing NGOs, so we try to talk to them, and through conversations raise our voice and tell what we think on different issues, and maybe that will affect their future actions, and they will affect their future projects. So we're basically trying to raise the voice of youth in general.
Because eventually it's us who are going to have their jobs.
Yeah.
So, you know, and it's their decisions which have an effect on us.
And how would you say is the feedback? Are your contributions being appreciated? Are they well received?
Yeah, I had a lot of positive feedback yesterday.
Yes, very many people were very interested on what we did on our stand, and we had a democracy wall, which there were pictures from different countries, and different representatives chose pictures of democracy, what in their opinion symbolizes democracy. So we had the democracy wall, and people were interested what we did and what that does mean. And we had a lot of positive feedback on everything we did during the fair.
Yeah, I had one lady coming up to me and really asking, like, I'm trying to get these youth more involved in UK politics, but what is in your opinion, can I do to, because they feel very intimidated by, when I organize a forum, they feel very intimidated by the speakers, like what can we do to actually make them feel important? And that was very interesting. It was a very interesting discussion, and I hope she takes it back, because I think that's the most important thing here. We're talking, but I'm very curious what the actions will actually be when we all go home.
Well, thank you very much for these valuable impressions and your views on youth participation and also the World Forum for Democracy here. That was it for today, and we're going now to the labs,
Yes.
and then the plenary session again, and then the closing ceremony.
And the
which will
innovation
conclude-
fair.
And the innovation fair, which will then conclude this year's
Where we
World
have
Forum for
surprises
Democracy.
for everyone.
Thank you very
Thank
much for the
you.
interview. Thank you.
Thank you.